Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for another I Saw It in Somerset Studio magazine. I usually use their magazines, or I do art journaling magazine, but I purchased one of their books, and it's called Beyond Paper Dolls, as you can clearly see. And so we're going to do another paper doll type project out of here. So I saw these, and I am killing the binding on this for some reason. They're cones. Well, this one's not. It's on a stick, and there's stuff with the paper doll at the top, but these ones are cones. And I'm like, well, I can't do a cone because, you know, it's a round thing and won't work in a journal. And I like to apply this stuff to journals, but these are super fun. You can see there's like that paper stuff in there, stuffed in there, so you could put a little gift inside, that kind of thing. I mean, they're adorable, but I wanted something that I could use in my journals. So what I thought is, oh, I need to say, this one is by Sarah Fishburn. She's the artist. And then it's on page 36 and 37 of this. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside because I don't need to have it right here. And what I'm going to do, I thought they would apply very nicely using the Paper Dolls portraits again. I don't know why these just keep working perfect for this this book, for the things that I'm finding. And then I thought it would be fun to do fabric, whatever they're called. They're not clusters. It's like a stack of fabrics, you know. I don't know what they're called. I never make them, and I don't know what they're called. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Where you kind of take the fabrics, you know, this kind of thing, and then usually put like a piece of lace at the top or whatever. Well, I'm going to put one of these at the top. And so obviously mine are going to be more like this width is what I'm going for. But I thought it would be fun to put maybe some buttons and things on. And then that way, if you did want to use these in your journals, as far as you know, making things yourself, you could tear off a piece and use just that piece. So I'm thinking I can put different fabrics and maybe a couple of buttons and that on the top layer. Obviously on the other layers it's not going to work as well because you're going to run into it, you won't see it and all that, unless we can manage to tear it so that that'll work. But anyway, that's kind of what I am thinking. Whether I can make that happen or not is a whole nother story. So, but we're going to try. We're going to try it. So I think I might have this as the back just because it's a little bit paler, not as much going on, although it is a printed fabric. It's a Tim Holtz. You know, this is so weird. I feel like no matter what way I turn it, it's upside down. I guess it goes this way. Tim Holtz fabric here, and this was from my friend Mitzi. Thank you, Mitzi. What are these called, y'all? I know. I just can't think of it. It's not a fabric cluster. I don't know. I just, for the life of me, can't think of what they're called. But you guys know what I'm talking about. If you've, like, Gail Augustinelli makes them a lot. And I've seen them done. I don't do them a lot. But for this, I thought it might actually work pretty cool. It's like a fabric stack. I don't know why I'm drawing a total blank on that, but I am. Man, these Tim Holtz fabrics, they don't want to tear sometimes. And we're going to get lots of strings, which we might use to our benefit. I don't know. And we have to think about height, right? So let's see. With our girl here, I don't want it to get crazy tall where it's not going to fit on my journal page. Ooh, yeah, see? So usually 8.5 is the max. So I need to take some more off because we're looking at that's 8.5. That's the only thing with some of these projects, is getting it all to fit in the journal. Oh, my word. And I like the torn edge better than the clipped edge because it gives you some of the strings and things. But it doesn't want to tear. See, and I can use these little bits for other things, so I really cannot tell what direction this fabric goes. It's really crazy. I think it goes this way. We're just going to go with that. And then I do like the alphabet. This one's kind of probably my next sort of plain-ish thing. I'm going to just snip a piece because it's wrinkly. Because I'm awful at taking care of and storing fabrics. We'll just do a strip, a thin strip. Because I end up digging through them, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking for stuff, I dig through them, and so then they end up tweaked in a weird way, and I never take the time to, like, fold it all back up, and then I'll go through and fold the whole bin, and then, you know, it's that whole ridiculousness. But at the moment when I'm looking for something, I'm not good at taking the time for that. It's my own fault. And I knew it. Let's do right at that fold. That worked pretty well. It's probably why I don't do a lot of these. It's because I need to iron all my fabric. And it's fine if one's a little shorter or whatever. I don't care about all that. Because what I'm thinking, like I said, is you could take a piece off and use it. And I think that's kind of what they're meant for in the first place, but I don't know if people use them like that or not. I mean, you can definitely have a little hidden journaling spot. But I like the idea of using the pieces more. This one has this little brown spot. I think there was a different print on that fabric. I don't know. Do I want this like this? And then a bit of this floral. I kind of want it up more. I think I'll take my pinking shears. Excuse my reach. And I just kind of need to figure out how I want this piece. See, that's going to cover that up. So then this would need to come up to the top. And we're covering up all that. Let's put this one. I want some of that pink flower. So I'm going to cut it here. And I want, I think, something like this. No, you're not going to see a lot of that bottom one, but it's okay. I think I'll just kind of put that one there. Like that. I think that will work. So you can use less fabrics, you can use more, however you want to make it work. And then we're going to decorate her up a little bit. And what I thought for that, I can find all my bits here. So I tied a bow because she had a bow behind her head back here, but it like stuck out weird. I mean, not weird, but I couldn't do anything else. And so I kind of wanted to put other stuff with her, kind of like they had theirs decorated up more. And you don't even have to do this part. Obviously, you can skip this. But I just thought it'd be kind of fun. Throw a little bit of this too. I don't want it like directly in the middle because I think that'll look weird. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the bow. So we're gonna ink her a little. And again, you could use your own photos if you have some photos that you want to use, or I know some people don't like the dolls or whatever, but you know, use what you want to use. You can hang the stuff off the same way off of something else. And then this will get all glued down to the page. I want it to look like, you know, that bow is behind her head holding her hair, just like the one that was there originally. I didn't feel like doing the whole hat thing. We've done that, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm bringing it up just a little bit more because again, we're a little bit worried about height. I'm going to just use my glue stick to kind of hold it down for now because I'm going to run a stitch across it. So I just want to hold it down for now. Now I got to fix that. I don't know if that's going to hold. It probably would if I didn't move it, but I might have to put a little clip on there. Do I have one I can grab? Excuse me. Okay, that's gonna be there. And then we can use some other, like we can use ribbons. We could even have a piece that comes across here and stitch that down too. So let's try, I'm gonna cut this little extra bit off. There's like these little in between, and you have to hit them just right or they pop open like that. It's a little bit tricky. If you err towards the other side, it usually, see, it'll hold together better. Seriously. How many ways to make a person crazy? There are a lot of them. Well, we'll have to catch that when I stitch it, since I didn't get it very well. And then these could hang down. And these are just trims that I've had floating around because I don't use a lot of this kind of stuff for whatever reason. It's not really my style a whole lot, but I think you could still put one of these in a grungy-ish journal. Trying to decide, I think it might be fun to, I might just run a stitch across that. You know, I'm onto that, if you put certain things on, and then you could use them somewhere else. And I am going to have to stitch these on because I don't want them glued onto the fabric. I don't have Fabri-Tac, so, well, I probably have some somewhere, but I don't like it. Okay. Sorry, this will be a little torturous. I always like to leave myself a little extra so that I can tie it off at the end because I just want a few stitches here. I'm not, and I did my thread pretty thick as far as, I did a double layer and then doubled it again. So that's how that way I only have to do a few stitches. I don't have to do a ton. Okay, and then I'm going to pull bowl tight just to make sure, and then I like to tie it in a knot at the back this way, but you can do however you learn to do the button thing. Do it that way. Everything I know about sewing anything, I just figured out, sort of. So, I didn't have home ec or anything when I was going to school, so. But it worked. Hey, look, it's on. So that can go there. I'm going to stitch across there with my sewing machine because I can just hold that little piece out. I like this really junky button. Look at the fabric, or it's just kind of ick. That one is so thick. I feel like the color's better. I might just go with it. So let's stitch those on. I'm gonna have to get more thread. Just feel free to fast forward because this is gonna be one of those kind of videos where it's just, I want to show you guys how I'm doing it. I mean, I could say I'm sewing on a button and you get it, but you know what I'm saying. I like the big-eyed needles because then I can actually see what I'm doing. It's a novel idea. I like to cut that extra bit off. I can actually take this piece out. This is the good part about doing them separate like that. Oh, this is the part I stink at. When they're little tiny buttons. The only problem with leaving it long at the back is then it gets caught on the needle. I'm just trying to make it quick for videoing, you know, if possible. But don't come at me. I know, I'm not a seamstress. Never claimed to be. I'm sure I'm making people crazy. Positive of that. And this one is so kind of janky, but we'll see if we can get the needle through at least to hold, just tack it on kind of. And yes, I didn't cut it from there to there, but it's fine. Because if you use it, you're probably going to glue it onto something else. Doesn't want to go through there because of that old thick fabric under there. Oh wait, what did I do? Oh, I went through the back again. I am such a dork. Y'all. See, this is why I should not be allowed to do these kind of projects. All right, I'm gonna pause and sew that on and then I'll come back because I'm not gonna torture you guys with that. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back and I stitched on just a little cluster of, that's just some of that trim I had, another piece of this teal fabric and a piece of the pink fabric that's on the back. So those are all stitched on. And then I also stitched on this little bow, and you can see where the stitching all gathered from the sewing machine. You know how sometimes it just doesn't want to go, and it kind of made the bow look weird. So I put a little pearl right there. So that's what I have thus far. And then I wanted to add this. I liked the way some of those had words and things on them, so I thought it might be fun to put this on there. And I thought I might just staple it to this alphabet fabric, because it could be easily removed that way if you want to use it somewhere else in the journal. And I thought I might add, I have these words. Oh, I needed to ink that a little bit. I meant to do that ahead of time. And I just stitched those trims across the top of that. And these are those Tim Holtz flashcards, the little flashcards. I think Tracy Fox has some. There's other people on Etsy, I think, that have like a digital version. And I wanted to put happy. So I think I'll put happy there. These are just little stickers I have. And they can hang off a tiny bit, doesn't matter, because it's got the fabric there. And of course it could just go in the journal like this and stay just like this. I'm just thinking it might be fun. If you wanted to, you could take off pieces and use them other places if that's something that you want to do. So, and then I have Journey. I'm going to put, so it's Bright Happy Journey. This is definitely out of my wheelhouse. I don't want that. I'm just trying to see the bee better. The pinks and all. I don't do a ton of that. I have in the past. I don't do it a lot anymore. But I like it. It's cute. Okay, so that is one. Oh, I forgot to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Fern, Pat, Barbara, and Beverly, and a huge super thank you to Catherine. Thank you so much, Catherine. You've done that a few times for me, and I really, really appreciate that. It's very kind and generous of you. So thank you, thank you. And welcome to new subscribers, and welcome back to those of you who have been with me for a long time or a short time. I appreciate all of you. And if you don't mind, like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like what I do. If you could hype, if you can figure that one out. Comment. I love comments. I do answer comments. So yeah, whatever kind of activity you can do on my channel helps my channel grow. So I appreciate it. I had a little, there it is. I had a little flower for her hat, because she already has a hat, so I don't need to create a hat. And the other girl, I just didn't want a hat. But you could do the hats like we did for the other ladies. In fact, I probably could have used the other ladies and just added fabric, but always looking for ways to use these portrait dolls. So I think I'm going to just make a little doodad to go behind her flower here that has this fluffy weird yarn that I also never use because I don't know what to do with it. But it works great for adding a little zing to these paper dolls. A little something interesting. I'll just put a little flower there. And that will be cute. Cute, cute, cute. Hopefully it'll stay. The bow ended up staying fine, so you just gotta not futz around with it once it's down. Okay, so for her, I don't need these quite yet. I have this, I like this, and I like this, and these, these and those. So maybe let's do this one at the back. And it's again, we gotta not go too tall. Save that for something. Something or other. I need to, a lot of people are doing the cleaning the craft room, and I need to do that. Again, I feel like I just did it, but I'm telling you, it's a never-ending sort of thing. I mean, honestly, it just never ends. Oh, I guess it would have been good to figure out how wide I needed it, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's helpful. Let's go up here, I think. This piece is all wonky donkey. Wonky donkey. Okay. And kind of do the same sort of format. I'll go a little bit wider on that one. I like the pinking sheer edge down better. And then this one. I like those salvage edges for stuff. They're kind of fun. This is kind of more my color way. I mean, that I would probably use more than the pink. But they always seem to find a home, so. And I like to do the print, but I'm not sure. I might go with this green instead of the other one. Just because the other one's kind of similar to this one. My word, I'm getting all the good strings today. Maybe we'll do the pinking sheer thing again. Those pinking shears are incredible because they have been thoroughly abused. Thoroughly. Strings. Loads and loads. Oh, I want to use a little piece of this. Sorry, I get concentrating with these kind of projects. Don't do a lot with fabric. Do like it. Just forget. I feel like we got too many same lengths here. I really like this top part, but I can use it for something else. Okay, I like that. So now we'll probably have a little pause again. And I will do the sewing of some buttons again. I do have this. I don't know if it goes because of the fabrics. Like, I don't feel like that goes. I like it, I just don't feel like it goes. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's use this. Even though the corner the corner is the corner. Genius, right? Okay, I like that. I like these little flowers. Could use one of those. And then for buttons, and I'll stitch them on without you guys. Kind of like these. I do like this, this stuff. I might just do like a strip of that down the side, just because I like it. The velvety ribbon. That could be used for whatever. Whatever. Maybe that. I have another one that has some threads already in it. I kind of like that idea. I really like this frazzle the edge thing. That's the technical term, you know. Frazzle the edge. I might stitch that on there and then make this just a little bit shorter. Like so. So something like that. And on this one, we're going to put sweet. That one is, that other girl is wider. I could staple it to this red one. I mean, it doesn't have to have 3 buttons. I could put another button over there, but I don't want another button over there. What else? What else could we use? Oh, I like this stuff. I might just hang a piece of this off of somewhere. Preferably a non-jumbled up edge. Would be best. So we'll put a piece of this. It'll get caught when it gets stitched across the top. Sweet. Use a piece of this lace. want another button up there. This too. Yeah, I'll put the hand there. I'm not sure about the button. Yeah, I might as well do the button. I always say to my daughter, sweet girl. She's my sweet girl. So that's what I'm going to put on here. And my niece and my great niece, I actually say that, so. Because they're all sweet girls. I can put it a little crookedy, huh? That'd be kind of fun. A little more interesting. It slides around on there. That, surface is weird. I thought about putting that on, but I don't think I'm going to. I could put some of this though. So what I will do is stitch all these buttons on. And we'll put that on the red and stitch the buttons on and stitch all the stuff like I did last time. And I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. She's all stitched very crookedly. I'm telling you. Oh well, what can you do? It's part of the charm. I am, wow, sometimes very not good at that. Very not good at it. But such is life. Perfect is not what I strive for, because I know that's not a thing, so I did try to get it straight. It just didn't happen. So we're going to staple this on like we did the other one. That way it can be taken off or whatever, or we can just stay there and be happy for that sweet girl. All right, so yes, quite different than the author of the book did, or not the author of the book, the artist in the book did, but again, it's just inspiration. You just sometimes see something and go, oh, you know what I could do with that? And it could end up entirely different. I do love their hats and things, and you could definitely go all out with that. But I just didn't have like hats, and she's already wearing a hat. So again, Sarah Fishburn is the artist, and it's Beyond Paper Dolls from Somerset Studio Magazine. This is my first one. I do think they're very fun. And this is the second one. They're very cute. Very cute. Oh, did I stick that? Oh, no, just got stuck. All right, so I hope you guys give it a try. I hope you enjoy them. If nothing else, I mean, it's such a great way to use these portrait dolls by putting the fabric. Even if you don't do all the things on it and you just do the fabric, then it's just a fun way to do that. Fabric flips, y'all. I remembered. Or somebody's been screaming at me the entire time. Fabric flips. Yes, that's what they're called. All right, I will chat with you guys again soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Love ya. Bye.